ChatGPT Plus is free for college students through May. Here's the thing. You've got a lot to do between now and then. Studying for finals, writing papers, trying to keep your life on track, and ChatGPT can help with all of it. It can quiz you for your econ exam, make a study guide from your French notes, plan out your meals and study breaks. It can get really specific on how you like to learn. It can even help you come up with ways to stop procrastinating. So from now until summer break, take advantage of all the ways ChatGPT can make your life easier. Restrictions apply.
The Other Side of Midnight. 77 WABC. Local Spotlight.
A very disturbing allegation from a report by the Special Commissioner of Investigation for City Schools. An alleged predatory New York City teacher sexually abusing a teen girl in what investigators call a creepy school escape room and his home. So a Queens public high school teacher created this creepy escape room where he allegedly sexually abused the female student. Scott Biskey, a music teacher at Jamaica Gateway to the Sciences High School, also invited the girl to his home, calling it the Bat Cave, allegedly for sex, when his wife and 2 kids were not home, investigators allege. The 50-year-old Biskey began grooming the student, if you will, when she was 14 years old, a sophomore, and it culminated when she was a senior into a sexual relationship. Charges a report by the Special Commissioner of Investigation for City Schools. The young lady, now 25 years old, says, "I now understand that these weird hugs, embraces, were actually just groping. He was touching me for sexual pleasure without my consent." According to investigators, this teacher, alleged teacher, if you will, touched the student's breasts and tried to kiss her, prompting the girl to pull away and promptly leave. He also apparently gave her lavish gifts, and investigators found that he massaged the teen nearly 700 times, 82 times during school. To be continued.
Last week was our first playoff game, and my plaque psoriasis was so itchy under all my gear. Sometimes just thinking about scratching could take me out of the moment. And then my doctor told me I could get clearer skin with a pill called Otezla.
Otezla apremilast is a prescription medicine used to treat adult patients with plaque psoriasis for whom phototherapy or systemic therapy is appropriate. Otezla can help you get clearer skin after just 4 months.
Okay, ready for the next game. Talking to my doctor about a pill was a total game changer.
Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing or swallowing, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms. Severe diarrhea, nausea or vomiting, depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss can happen. Tell your doctor if any of these occur and if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla. Call 1-844-4-OTEZLA or visit Otezla.com for prescribing info about cost, and more.
The Other Side of Midnight. 77 WABC. Local Spotlight.
I mentioned this earlier, a blast from the past that is desperately needed. And the fact of the matter is, New Yorkers must feel safe, considering the number one gripe that has been expressed is that they never to almost rarely see police officers patrolling the actual trains, not the platforms, the actual trains. Curtis Sliwa and the Guardian Angels are resuming patrols of New York City subway cars. The announcement comes after that woman was fatally set ablaze on a Brooklyn F train. The group stated after that incident, the Guardian Angels, that hundreds of citizens have requested their return to the subway. This from WPIX TV, Channel 11.
Now the Guardian Angels will soon be back on patrol in New York City subways. This is in response to the recent series of violent crimes, including the woman who was burned to death while sleeping aboard an F train in Coney Island. The group says they will perform wellness checks on the homeless and people who appear mentally ill. They'll also help with reporting any transit issues.
The Guardian Angels, of course, have been a fixture in New York since 1979, when founding member Curtis Sliwa, we all listened to him here on the radio, on Talk Radio 77 WABC, founded them, the Guardian Angels, to patrol the streets and subways during the city's high crime days. The Guardian Angels back on the subway cars and in the subway cars to be continued.
This podcast is supported by Progressive, a leader in RV insurance. RVs are for sharing adventures with family, friends, and even your pets. So if you bring your cats and dogs along for the ride, you'll want Progressive RV insurance. They protect your cats and dogs like family by offering up to $1,000 in optional coverage for vet bills in case of an RV accident, making it a great companion for the responsible pet owner who loves to travel. See Progressive's other benefits and more when you quote RV insurance at Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Pet injury is an additional coverage and subject to policy terms.
The Other Side of Midnight.
77 WABC.
Local Spotlight.
Well, Andrew Evil Eyes Cuomo, King Cuomo II, the son of Mario Faccia Brutta Cuomo, King Cuomo I. He's bedded down out in Southampton at his mansion of his brother, Fredo, better known as Chris Cuomo, preparing his political comeback as he hits the mattresses and stirs the marinara sauce, protected by his wartime consigliere, Joe Picoco, with his Louisville Slugger bats ready to kneecap any political opponents, and a man who just proved that he was, in fact, a criminal with intent by having finished 6 years of a federal bid for political corruption. Here he stands, the complete revisionist, a pivot and shift man if ever there was. When we last saw Andrew Evil Eyes Cuomo, he was escaping Albany. He was under the threat of a federal indictment, possibly a criminal indictment, from Tish James, the state attorney general. His own party, which had complete control of the Assembly and the state Senate, was threatening to impeach him, responsible for 15,000 deaths of the elderly through his executive order in the winter of 2020 at the beginning of the lockdown and pandemic. Andrew Evil Eyes Cuomo said, I gotta take my husky Capitan and escape now, or woe is me, I will never be able to run for political office again. So why did he leave? Why is he adopted to become a Mr. Pivot and Shift now? Why is it he believes that we people, we are stupid, stunad? Because in the book of Andrew Evil Eyes Cuomo, he thinks that we will forget what he said 5 seconds ago, 5 minutes ago, 5 weeks ago, 5 months ago, 5 years ago. He's banking on it as he makes his political comeback to score the daily double and now destroy the city of New York as mayor, as he did as governor of New York. So the father of congestion pricing, that's what Andrew Evil Eyes Cuomo is. He created this in 2019. His spokesperson says he still believes in it and says it should be done in the future, but not right now on January 5th, as his lieutenant governor, who took over for him, Hochul, will do on January 5th. What do you mean you still believe in it, but not now? Oh, that's because it's politically expedient to run for mayor and maybe even governor again. Andrew Evil Eyes Cuomo, oofa to you and your plans to destroy the city of New York as mayor.
That moment when you realize your skincare is actually working. That's Rodan & Fields, the #1 female dermatologist-founded skincare brand in the U.S. Designed by 2 dermatologists who don't just know women's skin, they know how to formulate for it. Rodan & Fields, love what you see. Tap the banner or visit rodanandfields.com/Spotify to get your exclusive welcome offer.
The Other Side of Midnight.
77 WABC.
Local Spotlight.
Hundreds of people were swarming Times Square in advance of the ball dropping to welcome in the new year 2025. No more Dick Clark's American Bandstand. Instead, every network, every cable show, every podcaster is going to be there to welcome in the new year. And I say, good riddance. Out with the old 2024. It was the worst. And in with what can only be better 2025. So people were there and they were saying, oh, good riddance to the bed bugs. Good riddance to menopause in 2024. Good riddance to my many exes. Good riddance to everything that happened negatively in 2024. And let me add in my own chorus of things that I'd like to say good riddance to in 2025. Hopefully, Eric Adams, swagger man with no plan, who suddenly has a plan to get not just a pardon from incoming President Donald Trump once he's sworn in at 2 o'clock on January 20th of 2025. That's right, not a pardon after the fact, the way most pardons are issued once he'll be found guilty of political corruption and of taking illegal campaign contributions from Erdogan in Turkey. No, not once he's found guilty in late April by a federal jury, but actually before he even comes to trial. He wants to be able to haunt us again and again and again. So I say good riddance to Eric Adams, swagger man with no plan in 2025, because his only plan is to become a MAGA man. That's right. Expect him to be going to Mar-a-Lago before January 20th, and more importantly, to be near the side of the President of the United States on January 20th when he takes the oath of office, and bet your last George Washington in your pocket that he'll be wearing a new MAGA hat that says, "Make New York City great again. I'm here to kiss the ring, kiss your tookus Trump, but please keep me out of jail." And with that, we have Andrew Evil Eyes Cuomo, like a political zombie. He doesn't know whether he wants to run for governor again against Kathy Crime Wave Hochul. That's right, Hochul, because she's full of nonsense. Or if he wants to jump into a Democratic primary that is crowded and steal the mayoralty from Eric Adams, who he said he would never, ever, ever run against. He's my friend. He's a brother. I love Eric Adams. In politics, it's worse than organized crime because they'll stab you in the back.